In this video, I'm doing a position analysis from the 2023 Ultimate Backgammon Championships final between Sander Lylloff and Masayuki Mochizuki. Mochy. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. Thank you to Marc Olsen and the Backgammon Galaxy team for allowing me to use this position in the video. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. So this is the position that we're playing on the beautiful Void board by Backgammon Galaxy, and this is the new Casio edition inlay. So the surface can be changed, and they have the beautiful bright orange and teal or blue checkers. So this is the position. It was the first game of a 7-point match. So 0-0 to 7 or 7 away, 7 away. Sander is playing the orange checkers at the bottom, and Mochy is playing the blue checkers at the top. And in this position, Mochy owns a 4 cube. So the cube is already on 4. That's important to remember in a 7-point match. And Sander has a 4-2 to play from the bar. So if you look at the position, he must come in with the 2, and then it's a matter of how to play the 4. There's a link in the description to if you want to see exactly what happened. I'll let you pause the video for a moment. Think about how you would play the 4, and then we'll look at the analysis in a moment. Okay, so we'll look at the analysis here. So obviously the checker from the bar is going to come in with the 2, and then the 4 is somewhere else. So once that comes in, we see that the position is what's called a prime versus prime position, because blue has one checker stuck behind the 5 prime here, and orange will have one checker stuck behind a solid 5 prime here and the 6 point slotted. So in prime versus prime games, timing is very delicate, and you want to make sure you're able to escape the prime. So, for example, this blue checker here can escape the prime with a 6 on a single die. So that means it's seeing daylight. It can come out with a 6. When this comes in with the 2, it cannot come out with a number on a single die. You would have to have a 1 and a 6. So that's much more difficult than rolling a single 6. So seeing daylight is important, and timing is important. Usually the one who's behind in the race has more timing, and that's actually a benefit in prime versus prime plays. So the natural play is to come in with the 2 and play something safe like 8-4, or even possibly slotting the back of the prime with 11-7. It turns out that the correct play is what's called the banana split. So coming in with the 2 and then hitting 5-1. So that's called a banana split. A banana split is basically when you break your board. See here, he has a 5-point board, and he breaks it by hitting 5-1. So now it's only a 4-point board, and he's leaving 2 blots in the board. So that's what happens with banana splits. They're usually a desperation play, or it's a tempo play to take away the opponent's initiative, to prevent the opponent from doing something good. In this case, blue will try to make his 3-point here and complete the full 6 prime. And blue has more timing before he has to crack, and also orange doesn't have the bar point or the 7-point, which blocks the exiting 6s. So the correct play is to come in with the 2 and play 5-1, hitting like this, and that results in this position. So now blue is going to be on the bar against a 4-point board with 2 blots in the board, and on the other side, he's going to want to get a 1 to come out, to hit and then come out. The natural play of playing 8-4 is safe, and that looks like this. However, that's a small error here, and we're going to look into the details and see why. So this is the dice distribution for the top play, the banana split, here on the upper left, and the safe play of playing 8-4 on the upper right, you can see when the opponent rolls fives, of course, it's not good, and ones, it's not good either because coming in from the bar with two blots on the 5 point and the 1 point, that allows the opponent to hit. But if you look at the other side, the non-hitting play, the ones are bad anyway because if you look over here, if you play like this, the ones are bad anyway because ones can be used to make the full prime. So you're not losing that much in terms of the ones. If you look at the difference, it's here. You actually gain with the ones. The fives are worse here, but you gain on sixes. So when the opponent rolls sixes and also other numbers that dance, you gain a lot. So we'll take a look at that. This is how all of the opponent's rolls, blues rolls, play after play A, which is the banana split, and after play B, which is playing 8 to 4. You see all these dancing numbers. Cannot move, cannot move. All these are usually very good. In particular, 6-3 plays really well if you don't hit. For blue and 6-4 and 6-3 and double two. And we'll look at that. So when you're doing a banana split, you want to look at what are the good numbers and what are the dancing numbers. Look at what numbers dance and fail to come in and see how they would play otherwise. So let's just go back and look at this. So this is after the banana split. So now blue is on the bar. So blue cannot come in with any combination of 6, 4, 3, or 2. So you basically want to see how do those rolls play if you make the other play like this. So if you make this play 6-4 dances, right? So that's good for you. What about here? How does 6-4 play? Well, 6-4 is really good because it covers that. So that's what you want to look at. And we're going to look at those one at a time. So this is the 6-4. This is the biggest swing. If you don't hit and blue rolls a 6-4, it's played like this, resulting in this position. Now orange is losing in a prime versus prime position because orange is behind a full prime. Blue is only behind a 5 prime and can escape with simple sixes. And because orange is ahead in the race, orange has less timing to be able to maintain the prime before he has to crack any further. So being behind in the race oftentimes is an advantage in a prime versus prime position. Now, if he rolls a 6-4 after the hitting play, it dances. So that's a huge swing. Now orange has the initiative, and orange can hit with a 1 or cover here with a 3 here, or a 6 here, or even a 4, playing 5 to 1. So a lot of good rolls next. Now let's look at 6-3. So if you make the safe play of 8 to 4 and then blue rolls a 6-3, plays like this, resulting in this position. Now orange can hit with a 1, but it's duplicated to hit and advance to the edge of the prime. So that's a great roll. On the other hand, if you make the banana split, now what happens with the 6-3? It dances, and that's much better for orange. Now let's look at double two. That's the next one. So if you make the safe play of 8 to 4 and then blue rolls a double two, this is great because he plays 13 to 9 twice, completing a full prime. Even though this is slotted, it doesn't matter because even if orange hits it, they'll still be behind a full prime. On the other hand, and that looks like this, resulting in this position. On the other hand, if you make the banana split and now blue rolls a double two, he dances. So now that gives orange the opportunity to do all those things that I discussed just a moment ago in terms of hitting and advancing to the prime or covering somehow, or possibly escaping the prime with a 6-1. Okay, so now let's look at the original position. And what we're going to do is make some modifications. So it's always important to examine variance, change the position to see what happens. So in this position, we move the two checkers from orange's 8 point to the bar point. So now orange has a full prime. So there is no desperation. So you don't have to do the banana split. The banana split becomes a blunder. The 8 to 4, 7 play is actually best here. So when you do this exercise and make this variant and you see what big of a change it has, that tells you how important it is to have this full prime. So now blue does not see daylight. So that's important in prime versus prime. Now I've modified it by moving these two checkers from blue's 8 point to blue's 9 point. So now the 8 point is open. So if you come in with a 2, now you do see daylight. So you're not as desperate to do something like the banana split. That becomes a blunder. The safe play is indicated. What happens if the bar point is open? It's the same idea because now you can't come out with 6s, but you can come out with 5s. So no need to do a desperation play, a tempo play. The tempo play basically takes away half the roll or a full roll, like those dancing numbers. Now in this position, I moved blue's two checkers from the midpoint all the way to the ace point, and blue has a lot less timing. So despite the fact that you're behind this prime, if blue doesn't escape, blue's going to crack the prime, and you're gonna be able to see daylight here. So in this case, the banana split is a bigger blunder. So the tips for these is basically and this can be applied to any position. Think about what's going to happen in the upcoming sequences. What is the opponent going to roll, and what are you going to roll after that? So what are the options? In this case, blue is trying to escape the prime, and blue sees daylight. So blue can come out with a 6 in the original position. So that's important. Also, as I discussed, timing is very important in prime versus prime games. You want to be able to see daylight. It's important to be able to come to the edge of the prime so you can leap the prime with a 6 or a 5 or whatever the case may be. If you're not able to do that, you want to consider a banana split as a desperation play. It's a tempo play. So sometimes the opponent will dance and then you'll have another turn to be able to do something else. That takes away the opponent's initiative, the opponent's ability to improve his structure. So as we saw with the 6-4, blue could have made the 3 point if you didn't hit, but after hitting that dance, the 6-4 dance. And then simply when you do a banana split, you just look at all the dancing numbers. So the 6, 4, 3, and 2 were open. So you want to see how rolls like 6-4, 6-3, 6-2, 4-3, 4-2, 3-2, and all those doubles, double 6, double 4, double 3, and double 2, in the case of this position, how do they play for the opponent when you don't hit? That'll allow you to identify swing rolls. And then the other thing you're going to want to do to understand these positions better, if you don't know why the correct play is correct, is to examine the variance. So modify the position, change the position, like what we did. Close the bar point in the first variant, so that provides a full prime. That makes a big difference, so a desperation play is not needed. When we open up the opponent's prime, that makes a difference, so the desperation tempo banana split play is not indicated. And when you take away the timing, it's the same thing. So that's what you're going to want to do to understand positions. So that was the position analysis from the 2023 Ultimate Backgammon Championship UBC Finals between Sander Lylloff and Masayuki Mochizuki. Masayuki Mochizuki, sorry. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. Thank you again to Marc Olsen and the Backgammon Galaxy team for allowing me to use this position in the video. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.